Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and gives this video a thumbs up. Grant Ellis, the lead of The Bachelor Season 29, has had a difficult road in his pursuit for love, and I believe his trip has been worsened by Carolina Sofia Quezano's malicious behavior. Carolina, a 29-year-old public relations producer from Guaynabo, Puerto Rico, captivated Grant with her bright attitude. Grant was fascinated by Carolina, but her incessant drama derailed their relationship. Carolina's childish behaviors eventually caught up with her, and she was ousted in week 5. While the tension amongst the ladies has captivated viewers to season 29 of The Bachelor, there have been concerns about Grant's failure to build a genuine relationship with any of them. He's really kind, which may lead him to avoid making the difficult decisions required to make the most of the competition. I feel Carolina exacerbated the situation by interfering with Grant and the other women. Her elimination altered the trajectory of the season, coming at a vital juncture when Grant is finally learning to trust his instincts. Carolina's edit was obviously unflattering, but I believe it was well-deserved. Her most serious sin was monopolizing Grant's time, taking him away from the other ladies at vital periods. This hindered him from getting to know the other candidates, which possibly contributed to his inability to form strong bonds. Grant isn't as connected to the other ladies as he should be now that Carolina is gone, casting doubt on his capacity to find long-term love. Even though Carolina spent more than her fair share of time with Grant, she never appeared pleased. She complained about watching him spend time with the other women, but she also expressed concern about her relationship with Grant and the pressure of selecting her future in weeks. While it is understandable for candidates to feel overwhelmed, Carolina's attitude was disrespectful to Grant and the other women. Carolina's confrontations with her other candidates cemented her status as the villain of The Bachelor Season 29. Her first issue was with Rose Sonk, who supposedly told Carolina about Grant's comments that appeared to diminish their relationship. Carolina continued to irritate the other women with her lack of gratitude for the time she spent with Grant, resulting in a fight with Juliana Pasquarosa. Dino Lupancu defended Carolina, but the erstwhile pals ultimately fell out. Carolina's standoffish demeanor on a group date in Scotland prompted Grant to pull her aside for a pep talk, which was the final straw for the other women. Carolina had continually brought attention to herself in order to separate Grant from the rest of the group, and Dina could no longer support her, describing Carolina's attitude as negative and pouty. Carolina's turmoil was an unneeded distraction for Grant, who should have been focusing on his feelings rather than overseeing women's fights. Despite being challenged several times, Carolina never appeared sorry or open to criticism. Instead, she embraced her villainous persona, reacting to the accusations by singing, "I guess I'm crazy and evil." Carolina's casting harmed Grant's ability to bond with any of the women. Grant's chances of finding love have improved now that he's sent Carolina home. He can now distribute his attention more evenly among the remaining contenders and avoid wasting energy sifting through accusations and turmoil. Grant has struggled with loneliness for much of his life and wants a woman who can provide him with security and affection. Carolina offered neither of these since she was always questioning her feelings for Grant. Carolina's elimination was the finest thing that could have happened to The Bachelor Season 29, as it allows Grant to focus on the ladies who deserve it. Grant Ellis, the lead of The Bachelor Season 29, embarked on a journey to find love, but his path has been anything but smooth. From the outset, the pressures of being in the spotlight and navigating relationships with multiple women proved to be a challenge. However, one contestant, Carolina Sofia Quezano, seemed to amplify those challenges, making his experience more tumultuous than it needed to be. Carolina, a 29-year-old public relations producer from Guaynabo, Puerto Rico, captivated Grant with her bright attitude and vivacious personality. At first, she stood out as someone full of energy and charisma, quickly catching Grant's attention. However, as the season progressed, Carolina's incessant drama began to derail their relationship. Her need for validation, combined with a seemingly insatiable desire for attention, created unnecessary conflicts that affected not only her relationship with Grant but also the entire dynamic of the house. From the first group date, Carolina made sure she was the center of attention. While other women tried to form connections with Grant, she found ways to monopolize his time. Whether it was pulling him aside for long conversations or inserting herself into situations where she wasn't needed, her presence became overwhelming. What initially appeared as enthusiasm soon became a source of frustration for both Grant and the other women. Her elimination in Week 5 marked a pivotal moment in the season. Viewers who had watched her antics unfold were split between seeing her as a misunderstood contestant and as the clear villain of the season. Regardless of perspective, her removal was necessary for Grant to move forward in his journey. For weeks, she had been a source of contention in the house, and her departure allowed Grant to focus on genuine connections rather than getting caught up in constant drama. One of the biggest criticisms surrounding Grant's journey was his inability to form deep connections with the remaining women. This was largely due to Carolina's actions. Her constant interruptions and possessiveness hindered his ability to spend quality time with others. Even after receiving reassurance from Grant, she continued to express insecurities, questioning both his feelings and her own place in the competition. Her concerns, though understandable to an extent, often felt more like an attempt to garner sympathy rather than an honest emotional struggle. Her interactions with the other women were equally problematic. Carolina frequently clashed with fellow contestants, most notably Rose Sonk, Juliana Pasquarosa, and Dina Lupancu. Her argument with Rose stemmed from an alleged comment Grant made about their relationship, which Rose relayed to Carolina. Instead of addressing the situation maturely, Carolina turned the matter into a house-wide spectacle, ensuring everyone was aware of her grievances. Her fight with Juliana was another instance of unnecessary drama. Instead of cherishing the time she had with Grant, Carolina often complained about the process and the difficulty of sharing his attention. This attitude did not sit well with Juliana, who confronted her about her negativity. The situation escalated to the point where Dina, one of Carolina's closest allies, could no longer defend her behavior. What had initially been a strong friendship between the two dissolved into disappointment as Dina distanced herself from the ongoing turmoil. Perhaps the most telling moment of Carolina's downward spiral occurred during a group date in Scotland. When the women were expected to participate in fun, interactive activities, Carolina instead sulked and distanced herself from the group. Her apparent disinterest prompted Grant to pull her aside for a private conversation. Though he tried to offer her a pep talk, her attitude did not improve, leading to mounting frustrations among the other women. At that moment, it became clear to both Grant and the contestants that Carolina was no longer adding value to the experience. Carolina's response to criticism was equally telling. Instead of taking accountability for her actions, she leaned into her role as the season's antagonist. When confronted about her behavior, she famously sang, "I guess I'm crazy and evil," dismissing the concerns of both Grant and the other contestants. Her refusal to acknowledge her role in the ongoing chaos cemented her status as the season's villain. Thanks for watching. If you likes this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and do not miss any update.